If I were to ask you right now, what is an incident? I can guarantee that absolutely every single person watching this right now would have a different perception of what an incident is. And I know that there are a lot of organisations out there that will confuse incident and problem management and really don't understand the difference, which actually leads to huge inefficiencies when it comes to resolving incidents and resolving problems. So let's give you the ITIL definition of an incident and a problem, and then let's try and explain them to you. An incident is defined as an interruption to or a reduction in the quality of a service. In other words, something's broken or something's not quite working as it should. It also refers to any type of event that might interrupt a service as well. Whereas a problem is the unknown underlying root cause of one or more incidents. Right, that was clear, yeah? Okay, let me take this a little bit further. An incident is an interruption to or a reduction in the quality of a service. So where do we find the definition of a service? Well, let's go back to service level management. In service level management, we had the definition of a service. And if you take a look at one of the other episodes that we have on service level management, or on, rather compiling service level agreements, you'll see that one of the things that I said was we had to be very, very specific in what a service was. Because how would we know if a service has been interrupted if we didn't know what a service was? Okay. So if service level management isn't working, then incident management is going to find it very, very difficult then to be efficient and effective as well. But an incident is defined as an interruption to a service or a reduction in the quality of a service. Let's be really, let's take this outside of IT. Let's be sort of really simple about this then. This is my service. I know it looks like a piece of paper, okay, but this is my service. Incident management's job is to restore normal service operation as quickly as possible. So here, this is my service. Oh whoops, it's been interrupted. So how do I restore normal service operation as quickly as possible? In other words, how do I repair this? Right, well, what we do is we use a workaround, or rather this tape. Okay? We restore normal service operation as quickly as possible. Oh look, we've got our service back. Oh no, it's happened again. So, how do we restore normal service operation? Well, we use our workaround, and we now have normal service operation. That's incident management. That's not problem management though. Because problem management, well, a problem is the unknown underlying root cause of one or more incidents. And problem management is to identify, their objective is to identify the unknown underlying root cause of one or more incidents and prevent further incidents from happening. So if the incident was the interruption, this is the incident, the break. That's the incident. What's the problem? What's the problem? Well, me. This is the problem. My hands. There's a complete difference between incident resolution and problem resolution. Incident resolution simply wants to restore normal service operation. Dealing with the service, the piece of paper. Problem management though, well, if we were resolving the problem, we would have to do something to prevent me from tearing the paper. In other words, we'd have to tie my hands behind my back. I've heard people say, well, we could cut off your hands. That's a little bit severe, all right? We don't want to go down that road. But we'd have to tie my hands behind my back. That's problem resolution. This is my service. This is an incident. And this is my problem. Let me put this in another way. If I went outside and I went out of the office building right now and I walked in the road and I tripped on a pothole and I broke my leg, that's an incident. Okay? The incident is my broken leg. My normal service operation is me walking. The incident is my broken leg. So how do I restore normal service operation? Well, I put a cast on and get a pair of crutches and I'm walking again. And what about fixing the problem then? What was the problem? The problem is what caused my broken leg. That's the pothole. So, how do we resolve the pothole then? How do we fix the problem? Well, we get somebody out to come in and fill in the pothole, hopefully. Why is it important that we differentiate between the two? Well, for a start, problem management. A problem can cause one or more incidents, remember? So that pothole could cause many people to break their legs. But we have to know what it is we're trying to resolve. Because if we're trying to resolve the incident, then we probably need an ambulance. If we're trying to resolve the problem, then we probably need somebody from the council to come out and repair the pothole in the road. Somebody from the council is not going to repair my leg because they don't have the skills. And the ambulance man, the paramedic, is certainly not going to be able to repair that pothole either. Okay? So we have to have an understanding of what it is we're trying to resolve to make sure that we get the people with the right skills to be able to perform the resolution. You see, incident management is about restoring normal service operation. It's about fixing this. It's just about getting it up and running, and we use workarounds, or in this example, tape, to restore normal service operation. But it depends on what normal service operation looks like, and that's what's defined in the SLA. So incident management looks for workarounds. They're looking to just fix it. Just get it up and running again. You know, when your PC blue screens and you just reboot, that's incident management. Problem management wants to find out why. So whenever you hear the question why, then that's problem management. Problem management wants to find out why. And that brings me into a nice, interesting dilemma, is the fact that, well, I've got a question for you. Do you always want to find out why? Don't tell me you do, because you don't. We don't always raise a problem. If your PC locks, if it blue screens, do you want to find out why it hung? No, you don't. You just want to reboot it. And you're going to reboot it, you're going to get it up and working again. That's your workaround, restoring service operation, and you're just going to carry on. Now, if it happens 10 times in an hour, that's when we raise the problem record, because that's when we want to find out why. So we don't always raise a problem to find out why every single incident occurred. Sometimes the piece of tape is just enough. We just want to reboot the PC. So now, one of the misconceptions that I'm going to address now is, I'm going to ask you the question then, when does an incident become a problem? Okay? In your core login system, when does an incident then, in your mind, become a problem? Think about this. Well, never. They are two completely different things. I've asked you when this becomes this. I've asked you when the break in my leg becomes a pothole. They are two completely different things. Remember, that pothole can cause many incidents. Now, we might raise a problem record to investigate the root cause after we've had a certain number of incidents, but an incident can never become a problem. They are two completely different things. And if you remember this is my piece of paper and my tape. This is my service, but this is my problem. And the two are completely unrelated. A break in one service might not actually be caused by anything to do with that service at all. It might be something completely unrelated. We might have a break in a service because we've had a power cut. completely unrelated. So an incident can never become a problem. An incident can trigger a problem being raised, but it can never become a problem. So I hope with that piece of paper and the tape that I've answered a couple of questions for you. I hope that I've certainly made it a little bit clearer and clarified the difference between an incident and a problem, and why we should keep the two separate, because we don't always want to find out what went wrong. We don't always want to raise a problem, so we don't want to waste our time investigating problems when all we really need to do is get out the tape. If you do have any questions though about incident or problem management or anything else to do with ITIL, then please feel free to contact me at the email address below, and I will be happy to help out with any questions that you may have.